Welcome back to this week's gaming and tech news for the week of February 20th, 2013. My name is EposVox, and let's jump right into it. Bungie's long-term project titled Destiny had its official announcement the other day, and it looks pretty cool. They haven't released any official gameplay from it yet for some reason, but it still looks like it will be a very impressive title. And they are claiming 10 years of gaming, or 10 years of, whatever, just like, I guess you could say, happened with Halo. But frankly, I see it getting off to a pretty rough start, and that's kind of disappointing. It's coming out on Xbox 360 and PS3, which means it's not going to be next gen, which is kind of disappointing, because they also announced that it's not going to be a 2013 release when the new consoles potentially come out at the end of 2013, so I'm not sure what exactly they're thinking with that one. It's going to be an FPS, it's going to be like an MMO, but they're saying that it's not an MMO FPS, which may just be a marketing thing, but it's just going to be a shared world FPS, and with a consistent world and streamlined and seamless matchmaking. The graphics and concept art so far look pretty cool, and the concept looks really cool. It's like they're essentially trying to make the new Star Wars, I think, but in the gaming sense, which is kind of cool. So hopefully it turns out great, but you never know. I have huge faith in Bungie. Bungie's one of my favorite developers, obviously from Halo, so we'll just have to see how it turns out. Speaking of Star Wars, developer behind Pinball FFXIII has announced, and it should be released this month, Star Wars Pinball. It's coming out on all platforms. Literally, all platforms. iOS, Android, Kindle, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U, Wii, PC, Windows 8 Store. It's coming out on everything, so hopefully it'll be pretty good. I love pinball games. I mean, it's not like I'm an avid pinball player, but I've always loved playing the 3D pinball games ever since the old Space Cadet one on the computer. And I think this may be a small step that we need to make Star Wars stay a bit more relevant. Since they are coming out with new movies soon, we gotta make sure that it stays relevant in our culture, because it's kind of died out in recent years. Kingston's WiDrive plus MobileLite will be coming out soon. This product is pretty cool. It allows you to plug in either an SD memory card, a micro SD card, or hook up an external USB device and share it wirelessly between up to 3 mobile devices running iOS or Android. I plugged in my camera's SD card and was looking at the photos and videos on my iPod Touch and Kindle Fire at the same time, and it worked pretty well. It's really cool. One of the features that I like the best about it is that you can rebroadcast your internet through it, because essentially it acts as a mini wireless network for those devices, and so when you connect to it you don't have internet access anymore, but it does have the feature to allow one of the devices to connect to the internet and then rebroadcast that internet through the WiDrive, which is pretty cool in my opinion. That'll be coming out soon, and look forward to that. I'll have some videos on that as well. Final Fantasy XIII-3 has been announced. 13-3. Final Fantasy has a history of having, blah blah 2, but now it's 13-3. They still haven't even finished or figured out what the hell they're doing with Final Fantasy XIV yet, because that was released a while back ago, but has yet still technically in beta, and I don't even think it works. I couldn't even get it to install, and I think I saw something recently about it being released again soon, so we'll have to see what they do with that. But yeah, 13-2. It's continuing Lightning's story, and while what they seem to say about Lightning's story's continuation seems pretty cool, I'm not sure how they can keep going with this series, because 13-3, the original Final Fantasy 13 was pretty fun, but it was extremely linear, which led to it being very tedious and pretty boring at a couple times, because literally, all you do for the whole game is walk in a straight line and fight some things. Cinematics were great, the graphics were great, but as far as the regular gameplay, you walk forward. 13-2, I never actually played it yet, I plan to soon, but from what I can tell, it is basically a movie from what everybody's opinions have shown, so I'm not sure what the hell 13-3 is going to be. It's probably just going to be like a comic book that you move forward, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it turns out. Hopefully it's a lot better than the past two, but somehow I just doubt it at this point. Metal Gear Rising Revengance came out yesterday, and it looks a lot of fun. I was really hesitant to consider it a true Metal Gear game, which a lot of people still aren't going to, when it takes away from the sneaking aspect and it's more hack and slash. But they do give you the option to sneak around in the cardboard box and things like that, which I find kind of cool. But they also give you plenty of reason not to sneak around, as the combat is actually a lot of fun, and the boss battles are pretty epic and huge. I've heard that there's some minor flaws with it and that the camera controls are a little wonky, but so far it's received great reviews, so hopefully I'll get some gameplay up of that on my channel as well and get to play a little bit of it. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to get my hands on it. If you're a true Metal Gear fan and you don't want the hack and slash combat, then you should probably stay away from it, but I think it'll be well worth your while either way, because it does continue off where Metal Gear 4 left off, just with Raiden's story instead of Solid Snake. Details on The Witcher 3 have been released. The Witcher 3 will be a next-gen RPG, so we will not see anything of it anytime soon besides what's already been released. But it will be an RPG for the PC and next-gen consoles, and the graphics for it so far look amazing. It looks absolutely gorgeous, the detail is spectacular, and they've released a few minor maybes about the gameplay, but nothing huge yet. It's going to be an open-world RPG, there's going to be customization, there's potential for horseback combat. They said that horseback riding is as a means of travel is a huge part of the game, so it'll eventually have to, interfere with combat at some point. So they hope to get it set up, but it's not fully developed yet. But since the game won't be coming out for a while, that's perfectly fine. There's a true physics engine for the water, and they said that boat rides can almost make you seasick, like legitimately seasick, so that's pretty cool. They said that you won't need the previous games to understand where you're going. While it does continue off from the previous Witcher games, it is also a standalone story, so they will catch you completely up to speed, so you don't have to go back a generation or two in consoles to pick up on the story, which will be pretty cool. And they will continue to support it with Day Zero polish and free DLC for the game. DRM free DLC, which makes me really happy. Pretty excited for the game. Hopefully we'll see some more stuff from it soon. But again, it's next gen, so we may not for quite a while. Thank you for sticking with me in this week's episode of ENN. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment below. And otherwise, stay tuned for next week's episode. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, do me a quick favor and go to the link in the description below and fill out the SurveyMonkey survey regarding content on my channel. It helps us out a lot and makes sure that we get the content out to you guys that you want to see. So the link's in the description below, and it only takes about 2 minutes of your time. Thank you.